What up, y'all, and welcome to the Wizard's Forge. In this second video of our tutorial series, we're going to be expanding on our quests. Right now, we're going to have read owl mail, so we're going to send out owl mail to the player. And once the player reads the owl mail, it'll tell them to go to Feldcroft. Then, once the player goes to Feldcroft, they'll get an option to talk to Sebastian at night. So we'll follow this mission beacon, and then talk to Sebastian, and it'll finish the quest. With that being said, let's get started. First up, we're going to update our holodecks just so it's a little easier to work with quests in game. Next, we're going to create a sublevel, which is where we're going to put all of our quest relevant assets and then load that sublevel from the quest editor. Next up, we're going to spawn Sebastian Sallow in Feldcroft. To do this, we're going to create a station for him and then an activity that'll load him in Feldcroft. And we'll finish this video off by giving Sebastian some dialogue and then uploading our mod to CurseForge. To begin our quest, we're going to open our holodeck. If you haven't created the holodeck already, check out the holodeck tutorial, I'll link above. For this holodeck, we just grabbed all of the sublevels for Feldcroft and put them in here so I can get the various locations where I want to spawn Sebastian. Now that we have the sublevel, I'm going to open the level blueprints and add a couple console commands to make testing this a little easier. So I'm going to select blueprints, and then I'll select Open Level Blueprint. This is going to give you a list of blueprints that you can call whenever your level is loaded. This is going to be great for adding more complex things to your dungeon or to use and test sublevels. Now for the sublevel, I'm going to use it to call all the console commands that we made in the last video automatically. So I'm going to drag off this event begin play, and then type in execute console, and then select execute console command. This event begin play node is going to trigger once whenever our level is loaded. In order to test quests in the creator kit, we have to use the console command mission.process_holodeck _1. So instead of having to load that every time we launch the level, we can just put it here in the commands list. So I'm going to paste in mission.process_holodeck _1. Now whenever this level is loaded, this console command will activate automatically. Now note, I've had mixed results trying to use this blueprint node in an actual mod, but for test levels it works really great. So then we'll press compile and save and test it in our actual level. And then when we play into our level, we'll see our quest loads. And we can read an owl mail from Sebastian Sallow, and then complete the quest. Now, if for some reason that full field guide pause menu doesn't unlock for you, you can drag and do another execute console command with the mission.complete zzc_01 console command that we used in the previous video. Now, if you're following along with the last holodeck level, I'm going to delete this station bed so I can spawn Sebastian from my sublevel. So I'll just find this in the outliner and then delete it. Next up, we're going to create our sublevel. So to do that, we're going to navigate to our mods folder. So I'll click this folder option, then go down to WFM, and then select this WFM quest mod. Now here in our mods folder is where we're going to create the sublevel, and then we can add that to our test level to get the various locations that we want in Feldcroft. Now this sublevel is just going to be an empty level that we can use to put any mission relevant items on top of the actual game. So to create our sublevel, we're going to right click into our content browser, select level, and then following the naming conventions for the other sublevels, we're going to call it sub underscore our mission name. So I'm going to have this sub underscore WFM underscore 01. And then make sure you're still loaded into your holodeck, and then we'll drag and drop our sublevel into the levels window. Now for the sublevel, only the assets that we put into the subfolder are going to appear in our actual mod. Now, before we add to our quest, let's check another quest in the quest editor. For this, I'm going to do com_01, which looks to be the side quest that we had with Duncan Hobhouse, where we had to get the Venomous Tentacula. Now this quest has a couple of prerequisites, first one being ZSI_01, which is going to be the assignment that I believe gives you Incendio. Now we're not going to have any prerequisites in our quest, but if you want to add your own, you'd follow this step. The first step we're going to do is going to be this enable mission entry point. This mission entry point is going to be that gold circle that appears whenever you approach a quest and you have to wait to get to the right quest hours. Now, as of the time of recording this video, I haven't been able to make a mission entry point show up actually in game, so it'll just need to be clear to the player that they're going to need to wait in the pause menu to progress this quest. Now we're going to navigate back to our holodeck and we're going to make sure our sublevel is selected. Next, let's consult our Wizard's Forge Bible. This Wizard's Forge Bible is going to be a list of commandments based on mistakes that I made so you don't have to. This commandment, thou shalt always check what level you have selected before adding assets to your holodeck. This is going to be very important for our sublevel because only assets we add directly to the sublevel will be included in our mod. Then if we navigate back to our holodeck, we make sure our sublevel is selected, we're going to place a mission entry point. So to do that, we'll go to Place Actors, we'll search Mission Entry, and then we'll drag and drop the mission entry point into our sublevel. Now unfortunately the Creator Kit won't register that mission entry point by default, so we're just going to make sure we have our quest mod selected, then we'll exit out and relaunch the Creator Kit. Forgot to mention it earlier, but make sure all of your levels are saved before you exit out of the Creator Kit. Now when we load back into our holodeck, if we select our sublevel, we're going to type our mission entry point, so we'll search mission, and then type in mission entry point. We're going to have the option down here to select our mission. If you don't see this DB mission definition table, make sure your quest mod is selected and then exit and relaunch the Creator Kit. And then we'll select this DB mission definition, type in WFM, and then we'll select our tutorial quest. So first we're going to navigate to Windows, then scroll down to Quest Editor, and full screen this. Then I'm going to use the star button, and we'll select our mod. So in our quest, first we have this activate quest step. This is what's going to show the quest in the quest menu. Then we're going to send an owl mail to the player from Sebastian Sallow. Then we're going to wait for the player to read the owl mail before progressing the quest. Next up, we're going to load our sublevels. We're going to right click this quest title, and then select new step. And for our nickname, we're going to call this load sublevel. Then we'll select the sublevel. We're going to type in WFM, and then we're going to load in the sublevel we created earlier. Then we're going to select this world ID. Then we're going to select Overland. This is going to load the sublevel everywhere in game. Now, in my opinion, this load quest sublevel is one of the most powerful things in the Creator Kit. Loading the sublevel with a level blueprint has so far enabled me to create any kind of mod I want in the Creator Kit. And then make sure you press the save button to save your changes. Next up, we're going to enable the mission entry point that we created earlier. So we're going to right click our tutorial quest, select new step, and we're going to call this enable MEP. Then I'm going to select this do nothing task, and I'm going to type in mission, and then select enable mission entry point. Now, currently this doesn't appear to do anything in game, but I'm going to leave this section in here just in case they add support for it in the future. The first step we're going to have is this show activate callout. Now, from what I've noticed, this is going to be whether or not you want that mission entry point to begin the quest, or if you want the player to interact with an NPC or something else to activate the quest. Since we're going to want to talk to Sebastian Sallow, I'm going to set this to no. The next step is going to be this begin time and this end time. This is going to be the times in game that you want your quest to be able to be started. Now later on in this video, we're going to set a begin time and an end time that we want our NPC to be at this mission location. So we're just going to make sure that this matches what we set our NPC schedule to. And now I'm going to want this quest to happen at night, so I'm going to type in begin time 1800 and then end time 600. Now note this is going to be displayed in military time, so this begin time 1800 is going to be 6 o'clock p.m. and this end time is going to be 6 o'clock a.m. So anything that happens in the morning is going to be this 0 to 1200, and then anything we want at night is going to be this number plus 1200 to display that we want it to happen afternoon or at night. Next up, we're going to add some activity schedules. We're going to leave the rest of these blank until we've solidified a plan. Now there's going to be two things we need to add. The first one's going to be the station site, which is going to be the general location that we want our station to take place in. And the next is going to be our station, which is going to be the animation our NPC has when we're starting the quest. Now to add our station site, we're going to make sure our sublevel is selected. Then we're going to navigate to Content, Gameplay, Stations. Then we're going to drag in this BP underscore station. Then it's good practice to always rename our stations. So we're going to put BP underscore station. Then in this world outliner, we're going to type in BP underscore station underscore WFM underscore O1 mission start, and then press enter to rename that station. Now to define the station site, I'm going to select it and navigate to the station component. The first thing we're going to do is define a location. So we're going to do this by opening our DB static text entry and then going to the location static table. So we're going to select window, scroll down to DB text entry, select static. I'm going to type in location. Then we're going to scroll down until we find the location static table, and we're going to click this to open the location static table. So we're going to scroll down to the bottom of this location static table, and in its location ID, we're going to follow the naming conventions for the other quest, and we're going to call this M underscore WFM underscore O1 underscore mission start. Then we're going to navigate to the world ID and type in the same thing we put in the quest editor. So I'm going to copy and paste overland. Now that we've set our location ID and the world ID, we're going to set our type ID. This is going to be a station site, so we'll copy and paste station site. And then when that's all set, we're going to press this plus button to add our location. After that, press the X button to close out of the static tables. Next, we're going to navigate back to our holodeck, and we're going to select the station that we just made. So in the world outliner, we'll type in station, and then select the station option. And then with our station selected, we're going to navigate down to the details, and we're going to find the station component. So we're going to scroll down in here, and select the station component. First thing we're going to check is going to be the station type. So we want this as a station site, so we're going to make sure type site is selected. And then in this location, we're going to use the station start that we set earlier in this video. So we'll click location, type in WFM, and then select our station start. Then to make this a little easier to see, I'm going to scroll down until I find box extent, and then I change all of these values to 256. And then I change the line thickness to 5, just so I can see it a little easier. And now that we have what location our station site is going to be using, we're going to tell the game where in Overland this station is. The thing we're going to do is we're going to set our sublevel to always be loaded. So we're going to click our sublevel, change streaming method, and then select always loaded. To load into our level, we're going to navigate to the station. And then to regain control of my mouse, I usually just hit the Windows button. And then from here, I'm going to select Window, and then Station Manager, and then Save Locations. And then to double check this worked, if you go to the location static table and find that M underscore WFM01 station start, you should now see those locations in here. Now that we have the location for our station site set, next we're going to add the station Sebastian's going to be at. So we'll go to Gameplay, scroll down to Stations, Stand, and then we're going to use this BP Station Stand 1P to make sure our sublevel is selected, and we'll drag and drop this Station 1P into our level. Next, we're going to rename our station just to make it easier to find. So we're going to select our station stand in the world outliner, and then I'll rename it to BP underscore station underscore WFM underscore 01 underscore station stand. Then with that station selected, we're going to navigate to that station component. We'll scroll down in the details and select station component. From here, instead of type manage, we're going to want type owned. This is going to mean that only Sebastian Sallow can use this station. And then to tell the station Sebastian's going to be using it, we're going to select character, type in Seb, and then select Sebastian Sallow. Now that we have the station set, we're going to add an activity to combine them all together. We'll do this by going to the window, DB static text entry, typing in activity, and then clicking the activity definition. This activity definition is going to let us set where certain NPCs should be in the world during certain times. This activity ID, I'm going to make it specific to my mission, so I'm going to call it M underscore WFM underscore 01 underscore Sebastian start. And then this activity is going to be critical to our mission, so for activity type ID, we're going to select mission critical. Next up is going to be the start time and end time. This is going to be the same start time and end time that we put for our mission entry point. So start time, we're going to put 1800, and then end time, we're going to put 600. Next up, we're going to set the location ID. So if we select location ID, type in WFM, then we're going to be using this m_WFM_01_ station start. Then when everything goes good, we'll press the plus button to add this to our activity definition static table. Then we're going to exit out of our static tables, and then we're going to open up the quest editor. So go Window and Quest Editor. Next up, we're going to set Sebastian to use that activity. To do that, we're going to use a replace schedule override action. So here in our load sublevel step, we're going to add a new task. So select new task, then do nothing, and then replace schedule override. First up, we're going to select activity ID, then we're going to type in WFM, and then grab the activity we just made. If you don't see it in the quest editor, you might need to exit out and relaunch the quest editor and then try again. And then we want Sebastian to use this activity, so select character ID, type in Seb, and select Sebastian Sallow. Then we want the world ID to be Overland, so we're going to select world ID and then click Overland. Then we want Sebastian to automatically teleport to this station, so we're going to select Instant Station and click Yes. And then for Orient Site, I believe this is going to be the way Sebastian's facing, so I'm going to click this and select Yes. Make sure to press Save, then exit out of the quest editor. To test this, I added a Blueprint Evaluate Success task. This isn't going to actually do anything, it's just going to stall the mission so I can test everything's working. When we play into our level, we'll see it's activated, then we'll select Read Owl Mail, then the mission entry point will tell us to wait until night, so I'll select Wait, and then we'll see Sebastian spawning. And then to make sure our sublevel's loading correctly, I'm going to right click our sublevel, change streaming method, and then change it to Blueprint. Then if we play into our level again, we open our owl mail, we'll see Sebastian spawn just as before, so we'll wait at the mission entry point, and then we'll have Sebastian. Then to finish off this video, we're going to add an on-demand greeting to simulate a conversation. Note, at the time of creating this video, the Creator Kit doesn't support full conversations, but we can simulate them by doing a couple on-demand greetings back to back. Next, we're going to create a new step. I'm just going to use this one that I made for the Blueprint Evaluate Success. Then I'm going to select the Blueprint Evaluate Success, and I'm going to change it to On-Demand Greeting. This is an evaluation task. We have some options to tell the player what they should do next. First up, we're going to set the step nickname. So we're going to call this Talk to Sebastian. Next up, we're going to set our step journal. So we're going to select the Create Text key. Then we're going to type in our step journal. This one I have, Sebastian asked me to meet him in Feldcroft. I should wait until night and go talk to him there. Then I'll select OK to set that step journal. And then to set the task objective, we're going to select Create Text key. Then we're going to paste in our task objective. Mine's going to be Talk to Sebastian at night. In character ID, we're going to select Sebastian Sallow. So if you try to select a dialog event right now, it'll show up as empty. To fix this, we're going to go to the WFM tutorial quest, then extra filters, we're going to type in Sebastian. Now if we go back and select dialog event, we'll see everything Sebastian can say. So then you can scroll through this list and then find any dialog event you want to play. Now this wait for finish step doesn't appear to be working correctly, so I'm going to add a delay task to imitate it. So I'll select a new task, and then type in delay to add our delay task. I'm going to actually do delay once just to be safe. So for our delay, I'm going to put in 3 seconds, then I'm going to have this as real time. So this step is going to have Sebastian play the sign of dialogue, and then it's going to wait 3 seconds before moving on to hopefully give him enough time to finish his dialogue. Then make sure to press the save button, and you can exit out of the quest editor. So 3 seconds wasn't long enough, so I switched it to 15. Now if we play into our level, we're going to get our owl mail. If we read that, then we can meet Sebastian. We can wait here. And then we'll get his dialogue option. And the quest should complete. Now all that's left to do is upload our mod and test it in-game. So we'll select Upload Mod. Then make sure the right mod is selected, and then upload it to CurseForge. Make sure everything's saved. Thanks for watching. That's me for this video. If you found it helpful, like and subscribe, and let me know what kinds of videos and tutorials you'd like to see next. Wizard Forge Mods, out.